Welcome into Falcon Stadium on just a gorgeous Saturday morning here in Colorado Springs as we get ready here at the Air Force Academy to welcome in High Point, a little men's lacrosse action. Roland Vargas alongside Caden Wolfson. Caden, your excitement level for this game?
It's definitely a big one, a little interconference rivalry game. Expect it to be very intense right from the opening face-off here.
And Falcons coming off of an 18-4 win over VMI. Falcons 3-7 overall. High Point 3-5. Get a good look there at the Falcons getting ready for this one. Falcons will be in all white with the blue numbers. High Point with the shiny purple helmets that we'll talk about as we get into this broadcast here on Senior Day at the Air Force Academy. Just about ready to get this one underway. Falcons starting lineup: Chad Tereski, Quincy Peen, Brandon Krause, Matthew O'Rourke, James Chastain, Jason Rose in goal, Quentin Carlisle, Ethan Grandolfo, Ben Ward, and Vince Lombardi for Air Force. And for High Point, Grant Amon, Hunter Vines, PJ Peters, Clayton Kroll, Ashton Nolting, Davis Sampierre, Sean Coughlin, Brandon Maia, and Kevin Rogers. And we are ready for this one. Opening face-off, Falcons. Ball squirts out. And an early whistle.
It's going to be a loose ball push there on the Falcons. Ball's going to go to High Point here for the opening possession.
High Point will control. As we said, High Point 3-5 overall. Coming into this game after a couple of wins, they beat Bellarmine and Mercer 16-10 over Mercer on April 17th. Swinging around. Panthers in no rush. Ball goes in behind. It'll come back out. That is Hunter Vines, the junior from Elizabethton, Tennessee. Good defense there from Air Force. Waiting on the first shot of the game to go toward goal. Might happen right here. It doesn't. More good physical defense pass in front. And referee's whistle's going to go.
Looks like there's going to be a crease violation there on High Point. So Air Force balling. They're going to look to move in transition here and really push the fast break.
And a good first defensive possession there for Air Force.
Yeah, stayed nice and calm and collected and didn't turn anyone into dodgers by overpressuring and played together as a unit. So you like to see that from the opening defense possession if you're the Air Force Falcons today.
Grandolfo back to Peen. Now over to Brendan Krause. Peen now. Oh, excuse me, that is Krause. Nice move around the corner. Shot's going to go in. Shot's going to whistle just high. Looked like it was Grandolfo with that first shot for Air Force. Falcons still with the ball. Tereski gives it off to Peen. Peen with the shot. Whistles just wide.
That's off the goalie, so the Falcons will get a fresh shot clock here. Look for them to take their time with a fresh 80 seconds and really wear down this defense and hope for to get some open looks in the middle.
High Point, of course, coming up to altitude here in Colorado Springs. Another shot's going to go in. That's going to be the first goal for the Falcons.
And that's 18, Brendan Krause with a step-down rip. Great feed from number 4, Quincy Peen. The Falcons are in an invert look right now, bringing the short stick behind the short stick on short stick matchup, bringing the shooters up top and just letting Quincy Peen find the open guy.
Yeah, and you saw on the replay there, Krause with the goal. Junior from Eldersburg, Maryland. That'll be his 12th goal on the season. And this is 11th game for Brendan Krause. So Falcons, they lead 1-0. High Point controls. That was Davis Sampierre. Big physical play there.
Big double. Ben Ward coming up from the attack there and getting a good double on the face-off. Creates the turnover, but High Point rides it right back.
High press from.
And a diving save there from Jason Rose.
Falcons with the ball. Over to the near side. Falcons just going to slow it down. Gavin Peen out there for Air Force. Sophomore from Ridgewood, New Jersey.
And once again, the Falcons are going to look to invert with the short stick. This time Chase Douglas, number 55, likes the short-on-short matchup. He's going to dodge and look to feed one of the shooters up top.
Exactly as you said. Peen dumps it in behind. Falcons once again slowing it down. That looks like Chase Douglas for Air Force.
And a big save.
Yeah, good save from High Point.
Yeah, it looked like the shot was going off hip there. And Parker Green, number 40 in cage for High Point, was able to jump across and get to that off hip shot. Those are not easy to save at all.
Green, the sophomore, this is his 8th game of the season.
And the Air Force is able to turn him over in the ride. Again, bringing the pressure. We've seen them from week to week. They love to run that 10-man ride, pull the goalie out of the cage, and it's paid off for them throughout the year, and it's paying off early today.
Falcons early 1-0 lead. The goal from Kraus. Air Force just once again slowing it down. This is O'Rourke. O'Rourke gives it off. Now to the near side, and then in behind. Thought a shot was coming in there. Instead, Air Force looks for the extra pass. And there's a shot. Blocked on its way through. And High Point's going to scoop that one up.
And Air Force once again drops right back into that 10-man ride, looking to create some pressure. No goalie in the cage. And it's really making High Point have to slow down here on the clear. Not getting any easy looks. And he's going to try to sting it, and he scores.
Wow.
Scores on the open net.
All the way from the back, Parker Green. So 1-1 here at Falcon Stadium. So you take a look at
I
this one.
believe that was number 19.
It was. Clayton Kroll, senior from Pittsburgh. His 2nd goal of the season.
And that's the risk the Falcons are taking when they pull the goalie there. They want to put the pressure on, and they're kind of putting in their chips that they're not going to be able to hit that shot from that far away, but High Point makes them pay for it early on. Great pressure from the freshman there, Chris Bardak, number 17. The ref's going to throw a flag down. I think it's going to be a slash.
Yeah, on the far side. High Point in no rush. I'll just slow things down.
And a free possession here for High Point. They know with the flag down, they can really take their time and do what they want, and if they turn it over, they know the whistle will be blown dead and they're going to have a man-up opportunity.
Panthers just swinging it around. That's Dalton Solver. Got on the ball. Now a nice little move from Nick Murphy. High Point will give it off. Kevin Rogers also out there. Panthers shot goes in. Well saved, Air Force. And now we'll get that penalty.
Great save there from Jason Rose, the sophomore out of Philadelphia.
Will be extra man for High Point. You mentioned Falcon goalkeeper Jason Rose. His older brother Mitch played lacrosse here at the academy. High Point, as you see there, with the man up. Ball gets swung around behind. And again, just moving the Falcons side to side.
And another great save.
Yeah, another tremendous save by Rose, and the Falcons will look to break out. You see the shot coming in there. Rose just plucks that one out of midair.
Open look from 8 yards. Those are very tough on your goalie, and Rose is all over it.
That was good from Air Force, though, to take some pressure off their defense, with High Point having the man advantage. It's going to run out in about 3 seconds for the Panthers. Shot's going to go in.
Another save from Jason Rose.
Rose been fantastic early on, the sophomore, as you said, from the Philadelphia area. So advantage over for the Panthers. We're all even now, even in this game, one apiece. Over to the near side, move around the corner. Shot's going to go in. Shot's going to be saved.
Jason Rose is just starting off today absolutely on fire for the Falcons in net. Air Force getting the clear and a much-needed possession after a few long defensive possessions there, and give their defense a little break.
Ball will go to Quincy Peen, a senior out of Ridgewood High School, the Maroons there in New Jersey. Falcons now try the far side. Nice little step. Shot's going to go in, and it's going to be 2-1 Falcons. Quincy Peen. See the nice move he made. Gets that ball off onto his right wrist. Fires it home. Quincy Peen, that's his 9th goal of the season for the Falcons. 2-1, Air Force lead. Ball's going to pop out and be scooped up by the Falcons. Dylan Frankhauser.
The High Point is swarming. Quick double there, is able to create a quick turnover, and High Point ball after a great face-off win from Dylan Frankhauser.
Frankhauser, a sophomore from Jupiter, Florida. Pass out there from High Point's goalie. Asher Nolting there for High Point. Ball will go all the way back to Kobe Russell, over to Van Overbeek, and back to Russell. Russell, the senior from Lutherville, Maryland. Sean Coughlin, look out to the far side. High Point looking to create a shot. Will do right there. That one's going to whistle just wide.
And a great move from Asher Nolting. Pushes up right, gets the inside roll, and is just wide.
Nolting, a relatively local product, played for head coach Brian Perry at Cherry Creek High School, and High Point's going to find the back of the net, knot this one up at 2. That was Braden Maea, I believe, on the goal. Nice move from Maea. That'll be his 21st goal of the season for High Point.
And a gutsy goal at that. He gets the inside, he feels the slide coming, and he takes the hit, knowing that he's going to get a good shot off, but really absorbs a big hit there from 44, Vinny Lombardi.
As we said, 21 now for Maea, native of Windsor, Ontario, just across the Detroit River from the Motor City. now gaining some real ground. And they'll slow it down. That was Tommy Hellman for Air Force. Ball goes in behind. That's Chad Tereski. Tereski gives it off. Ethan Grandolfo back to Brandon Krause. Here's Krause again. Matthew O'Rourke gets it wide. Step toward the goal from Quincy Peen. Sees that one saved. And High Point will get a chance to stretch their legs on the near side. Nice move around the corner there from Taylor Accra.
And he takes a big hit on the end of that shot.
Yeah, Accra got blasted as soon as he
He's
gave
a
that
little
one
slow
off.
to give up. Get up.
He's senior from Norfolk.
And as you can see early on in this game, high intensity, bodies flying around, big hits, a lot of double teams.
And this is what you expected with this matchup, to see this kind of
Yeah,
early pressure.
Yeah, two conference rivals. You just expect them to really come out and right from the opening whistle just get on top of each other and attack. It's been attack mode from both teams, and as you can see, we're 2-2 tied up with a lot of big hits and hard checks early on.
Over to the far side from High Point now, and behind the Falcons net.
Yeah, High Point with a man up here. Look for them to get that same look earlier. They're going to get a nice motion offense and send a guy to the crease, and there it is.
Just as you said, beautiful pass inside and a beautiful finish there from High Point. They lead 3-2. It's that pass right there, splitting the defense, and the shot goes in. And that was Sean Coughlin, the senior from Garden City, New York, with the goal. So Air Force now been a man behind a couple times. High Point been able to take advantage of it. Great look there on the battle for the face-off. High Point's going to scoop that one up, and they'll control.
Air Force back into that 10-man ride with the goalie out of the cage. And High Point is able to sting it again with the no goalie look.
Get confirmation on the goal scorer in just a minute. Went right up over the top. As you said, Air Force pulling the goalie, and that is Grant Amon, the senior from Woodgrove High School in Virginia. Great look at it there. He just goes all the way.
And it looked like Air Force had a body there, but just a tough ball to read coming from that kind of distance, and an early bounce. And a quick goal for High Point.
Falcons picked that one up. That was Chris Bardak, freshman from the North Shore area of Long Island. Tommy Hellman gives it off to Gavin Peen.
And some impressive stick skills there from the High Point defenseman. Two early long shots. You don't see those go very often, and they're 2 for 2 on those today. So it'll be interesting to see if Air Force stops running that 10-man rider, if they want to keep the pressure on them.
Gianni Orlando gave the ball off in behind. Here's Tereski. Now back out in front. Over to the near side. Falcons controlling well. That's Grandolfo giving it up. Here is Orlando. Shot's going to go in. Shot's going to be saved.
Yeah, and High Point went into a zone after those first couple possessions. After a few Air Force goals, High Point switched into that zone. They're not going to follow out behind. And it kind of eliminates that invert offense that we saw from Air Force early on, where they wanted to invert the short stick from behind the cage.
Falcons.
As you can see, they're gonna stay nice and compact, and they don't want to pressure out to give up those inside looks.
Yeah, you mentioned it. You can see the cluster there of Panther defenders right in front of their goalie. This is Tereski. Tereski gives it off to Peen. Ball works its way around. That's Brendan Krause. Krause again. Looking over to the left side, gives it off. Double team coming late there. Good strength, though, and a fantastic goal for Air Force. That's Ethan Grandolfo.
Incredible goal. Feels the double, feels the pressure on his back, is able to split the double, slip underneath, and finish it. And he takes a big hit on the end of it.
Yeah, great strength shown by Grandolfo. Get a wonderful look at it here. You said there was the double team, and then he got blasted as he let that one go. But no matter for Ethan Grandolfo, the sophomore from Wilton, Connecticut.
Coming off a big game last week with 6 goals.
His dad, Anthony, played lacrosse at Cornell. Grandolfo. So 4-3 High Point lead. Falcons going to pick that one up. They're going to push, and they're going to score.
A goal from Chris Bardak, number 17, the freshman. And the Falcons respond with 2 quick goals there. Great play from Chris Bardak coming in off the wing on the face-off. He's able to check the bottom hand of the guy he's covering, gets the ground ball, and High Point is slow to slide to him, and he makes him pay for it.
Yeah, wonderful run forward from Bardak. Freshman from Smithtown, New York. And we are tied 4 apiece here at the United States Air Force Academy. Just a gorgeous Saturday morning. High Point, once again, in no rush. Dalton Solver gives the ball off.
Yeah, they're gonna wait for the last shot here with only 20 seconds left in the quarter.
Hunter Vines. Got half an eye on the clock. Vines. Air Force.
Great double team there.
A few seconds remaining, and you see.
And that's going to be a tripping penalty most likely there on High Point, which is big because they're about to go into the quarter. Now Air Force will have the possession with a man up. And keep in mind, if they hold on to the ball here going into the quarter, they will start out the second quarter with possession and a man up. So that is a huge penalty there from High Point.
Yeah, big penalty with just a handful of seconds remaining in the first. It'll be Falcons with the additional man, as you said. Let's do some house cleaning there on the broken stick. Yeah, that stick just sheared right in half. Saw a lot of physical play so far in this game. Falcons 4, High Point 4. This should be just about it, and it will be. But the Falcons, they came back. They were down 4-2, knotted up at 4 after the first. You've been watching Air Force Lacrosse on Falcon Vision. Back inside Falcon Stadium here at the United States Air Force Academy. High Point and Air Force tied at 4-4 after a back and forth all-action first quarter. Roland Vargas, Caden Wolfson. Caden, your thoughts about that first? You were excited about what you saw here today.
Yeah, it's just a very exciting lacrosse game. I know I said it a lot in that first quarter, but just high intensity from both teams. And not just on the field, the sidelines. After every play, you can hear both sidelines just cheering on their teammates and going crazy. So really excited to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, we saw some physical play. We saw some end-to-end stuff.
Some broken sticks in there.
Some broken sticks in there as well. Probably fitting. It ended 4-4. Air Force jumped out to the early lead, and then High Point, they looked like they were going to control that first for a little bit with 4-2, but Falcons came storming back with 2 goals in a matter of seconds, and we are tied up at 4, and Air Force has the man advantage. See if they can make it count. 10 seconds remaining on that extra man. Nice pass in front.
Great look. Number 43, Ben Ward, the senior who had a big week last week, really seizing his opportunity with some injured players. You know, the Falcons have had 2 starting tackmen go out injured for the season, and Ben Ward, the senior, stepped up last week, proved himself, and this week with a huge goal to start the second quarter.
As you mentioned, the senior here on Senior Day. Senior from Prior Lake, Minnesota. Was a Laker in high school at Prior Lake. His 7th goal of the season for the Falcons. They lead 5-4. Nice move around corner there. Air Force will throw it in behind. That's Chad Tereski, freshman from Derry, New Hampshire. Went to the Berkshire School. That's over in Sheffield, Mass. Good possession early in the second quarter for Air Force. Shot's going to whistle just wide.
Good inside look there from Brandon Krause to Matt O'Rourke. And it looks like High Point has moved out of that zone they were in at the end of the first quarter, back into the man-to-man, and Air Force goes right back to that inverted offense, getting the short stick on short stick matchup from behind the cage.
Peen back to Tereski. Tereski surveying his options. He'll give it back to Quincy Peen. Another one of the seniors on this Falcon team. Beautiful extra pass. Just tried to shovel that one toward goal. You see here this wonderful extra pass from Quincy Peen. And then just trying to redirect that one toward net in the end, just wide. And High Point will look down the other end.
And Parker Green diving out there to try to stop any shot from the Falcons.
High Point. Control. Work it to the near side. Into the game for the Panthers is Kevin Rogers. He's one of the starters, a grad student with High Point. Shot's going to go in. Shot's going to whistle just wide. Looking to skip that one off the turf. And it did skip, but just a little bit wide of the Air Force cage. And High Point with the spin. Nolting. Once again, physical D.
And a huge save from Jason Rose. High Point getting the wide open look. Step down from 8 yards.
Yeah, what about the game that Rose has played so far? We called his name time and time again in that first, making the huge save here, early doors of the second. Falcons with Brendan Krause, Jr. from Eldersburg, Maryland. Nice move again there. It's Grandolfo spinning, saved by High Point, and they'll scoop that one up. That's Grant Amon picking up that ground ball.
And number 40, Parker Green, big save. So we've seen on 2 back-to-back possessions, big saves from the goalies on some really close-in open looks.
Nice pass there from High Point. That'll gain them some territory. Air Force shuffling back defensively. This is Rogers. And we'll see a referee's whistle.
High Point's going to take a timeout here.
It'll be a timeout for the Panthers. Air Force, they lead 5-4 early here in the second quarter. Back inside Falcon Stadium, Air Force with the 5-4 lead over visiting High Point. Roland Vargas, Caden Wolfson, pleasure to have you along with us here on just a gorgeous Saturday morning in Colorado Springs. Back and forth game. It's a really physical first quarter that we had here. A couple of great saves that we've seen early in the second, and it'll be High Point after taking that timeout. They'll get us back underway, and they'll look to the near side. Rogers will give it off, and High Point just string a couple passes together as Air Force back defensively. Here is Rogers. Shot's going to come in, and another big save from Rose.
It's a wide open look. This guy's hands free from 7-8 yards, and Rose is all over it.
A fantastic performance from Rose in net for the Falcons so far in this game. Jason Rose, the sophomore from Pennsylvania. High Point. Nice extra pass. And just change things up. Scoop that one in. We're going to be back tied. That's Brandon Maea.
Great crafty finish from inside there. Catches it, face dodges, and throws it backhanded.
Yeah, it's a pretty goal. Pretty pass,
Good
too.
shot fake, and then gets around Jason Rose with the backhand.
Great look there by the Falcon Vision crew here. Maea with the goal. That's his second of the game.
Oh, and a big hit. Absolutely massive hit there. Right off the face-off.
And you mentioned the benches getting involved. You hear
28, Brian Michael comes flying in. Drills him.
wonderful shot of it there. You said it. Huge hit from Brian Michael. Referees will get together to discuss. What do you think the call is going to be here?
I'm not sure. They might go with a high hit, but
got a good look there at Michael, the junior from Farmingdale, New York. Just about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, east of New York City on Long Island. Well, if you make it in 45 minutes, you're speeding, but hey. And it is going to be a man up, it looks like, for High Point. take a look at that hit one more time. Coming right into your living room right there. Brian Michael lowers the boom. Gets called for it. And High Point with the advantage. Shot goes in.
Jason Rose, big save. High off stick. He's able to punch out across his body and get to it.
That one whistles high and wide. High Point still half a minute with the man up. Panthers looking in front. Air Force and a fight for that one. And looked like they had it scooped up for a second. Another fight for the ball. That one's going to get kicked out. And the Falcons will control.
James Chastain, 25. The freshman's able to come away with it. Big ground ball there. When you're man down, you need those loose balls. But High Point bringing the pressure. You can hear their sideline yelling, trying to create some chaos, and pays off for them.
As you mentioned earlier, we've seen and heard both sidelines getting involved in this one. Get a good look there at Chad Tereski, the freshman from New Hampshire.
Looks like we're going to have another penalty here. I believe this one on High Point for a slash. Yeah, High Point's going to have a penalty here for a slash. It should start out all even due to the Air Force man down. Correction, actually, the Air Force penalty has been released, so the Air Force penalty is up. Air Force will go man up here.
And 9 minutes remaining in the half. Air Force. Aiden Tolan gives it back. Nice pass there to Tereski. Rourke. Just wide. Tereski to Tolan. Rourke again. Shot's going to go in again by Air Force. This one's going to go high. Off the crossbar.
Great inside look.
Nice extra pass. And there's the shot, and there's the goal. That's Matthew O'Rourke, the senior. Senior stepping up here.
Big outside shot from O'Rourke. They would put it off stick low. That's a hard one for the goalie to get to. The Falcons are able to make him pay for that penalty there after a lot of shots early on in that man up. Finally, they were able to put one in the back of the net.
Good look there at Matthew O'Rourke, the senior from Suwanee, Georgia. His uncle Brian played lacrosse and graduated from the academy in 1991.
Dylan Frankhauser with the face-off win there out the back. Goes back with it. And you can hear the High Point sideline yelling and trying to create chaos. Try to create some confusion.
They've been loud this entire game. Well kept in there by Hellman. Shot's going to come in. It's going to go just wide. Tereski gives it back. Now it's Kraus. Back to Kraus. Swing it over to O'Rourke. Kraus again. Here's Kraus over to his left-hand side. Shot and a good save from High Point. Panthers up the near side. Long pass up over the top. Well seen though.
And Air Force is in that 10-man ride again where they pull that goalie out and they're able to create pressure. And the pressure turns into a turnover for High Point. And now Air Force is going to get the ball back. And a flag down.
We'll get confirmation of that in a minute. Happened
Looks like it's going to be an offside, so High Point's just going to send that extra guy over. Play 7 versus 6 here for the remainder of the free possession, and then as soon as they're able to create a turnover, it'll be a man advantage for the Falcons.
O'Rourke for Air Force. And High Point will scoop that one up. And as you said, there's the whistle. High Point will make some changes. Good look there.
We've seen a lot of penalties early on in this game, and I think it's just the intensity these two teams are playing with. You know, High Point's trying to create a play there. They're hustling. They're trying to create some pressure, and they accidentally go off sides. And then we've seen a lot of these types of penalties all day long. It's a couple slashes from just trying to get the pressure on the hands, a couple big hits.
So will be Falcons to control it. Got a good look at head coach John Torpy of High Point, only coach that the program has ever had since their inception in 2010. Tereski back to Peen. Shot's going to come in. It was blocked on the way. And that is actually Aiden Tolan. So Tolan back to O'Rourke. Tolan again. Shot's going to come in from Air Force. That one's going to whistle wide. It was a nice little move from Ethan Grandolfo.
The High Point's able to kill the penalty there, so we're back to 6-on-6, even lacrosse.
Tereski. O'Rourke. O'Rourke drops it back. Shot comes in.
And Parker Green with a big save.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those last few possessions for Air Force.
Both goalies today, both sophomores from each team. We'll get to continue to watch these two goalies battle back and forth, it looks like, for the next few years.
Yeah, you said it. Great foundation for both of these programs. This is Rogers. Kevin Rogers will just slow it down. He'll give it off to Hunter Vines. Rogers again. A little bit loose there from Dalton Solver. Vines looks to the near side. That one goes out. It's going to be Air Force ball.
It looks like it's going to be a timeout from High Point.
Yeah, High Point. Great look at them there with the purple helmets glistening in the sun. They're trailing Air Force. They lead 6-5. Great look there at the beautiful buffed, glistening helmets of High Point here in the mid-afternoon sun. Air Force Academy, they lead 6-5 over the Panthers of High Point. Roland Vargas, Caden Wolfson, pleasure to have you along with us here on Falcon Vision for this one. Nice little crowd here on Senior Day at the Academy. And got just under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. High Point took that timeout, just tried to take a little bit of momentum away from the Falcons, and Air Force will get us back underway with possession. If you're the Air Force staff, what are you looking to convey to your team here for these last 5 minutes as we talked about in this first half?
Just keep playing with that fast tempo. Keep the pressure on. Everyone's flying around. They're pressuring hard in the ride, and that pressure's led to some extra possessions for Air Force. So keep that pressure and keep that hustle.
Yeah, been a very physical back and forth game so far. Quincy Peen will just drop it back to Matthew O'Rourke. Good look there at O'Rourke. Pointing things out. Here's Kraus and O'Rourke. Well, two-man game. Back to Kraus. He'll swing it up to the top. That's Quincy Peen. Good defense from High Point. Peen still gets the shot away, and it whistles just wide. Tereski for Air Force. Just a freshman, Tereski. Splits the double team. Tereski a little bit loose on that pass. Falcons are able to scoop it up, though. And
Air Force is going to call a quick timeout here.
it was good play, picking that ball up from Ethan Grandolfo. So Falcons with the timeout, 3.5 remaining here in the second quarter. Back inside Falcon Stadium here at the United States Air Force Academy. Air Force, they lead tight first half of this game. They lead 6-5 over High Point. Air Force
Drawing up a quick play because they only got 9 seconds here on the shot clock, so got to get a quick shot off coming in and out of that timeout.
And High Point knows that. There's going to be the shot going in, and another good save from High Point. Panthers will push out quickly. They thought about the shot. Air Force did a good job funneling back defensively.
And a big double team there.
Yeah, not letting
Great double team slide.
Yeah, not letting Knowlton get any space in front of that Air Force net.
Vinny Lombardi's able to keep him underneath there, force him to roll underneath, and that's where the Falcons are sending their slide. So, great double team look.
Tommy Hellman. Now it's Gavin Peen. Orlando. Up to the top again for Gavin Peen. Here is Dante Orlando, freshman from Cherry Creek High School, just up the road. The Bruins there in Greenwood Village. Gavin Peen now gives the ball off. That's Johnny Orlando. Falcons really slowing it down. Near side, shot's going to go in, shot's going to whistle just wide. Just a tick over 90 seconds remain here in the first half. Pass right across the face. That's going to go out. It's going to be High Point possession. Another great shot of those High Point helmets. Great shot of the crowd too here inside Falcon Stadium on Senior Day. Push up the far side by the Panthers. Ticking down toward 60 seconds remaining in the half. Air Force narrow 6-5 lead. Pleasure to have you along with us today on Falcon Vision. Roland Vargish, Caden Wolfson. Perched high in Falcon Stadium. Hunter Vines for High Point. Just got an eye on that clock.
Yeah, High Point's going to slow it down here. Try to work for the last shot of the half. Take that shot and not give Air Force a chance to get a quick transition look.
About a 6-second differential between shot clock and what we've got remaining in the first half. Vines makes his move. Vines back across. Air Force able to block that one down. And they will control. 15 seconds remain in the first half. Nice move there. That's Tommy Hellman. Hellman near side to O'Rourke. Great idea from O'Rourke just to make that extra pass to Ben Ward. And High Point will go long, and that'll be the end of the first half. Falcons, they lead 6-5. When we come back, we will honor some of the seniors who are here on Senior Day for the United States Air Force Academy. Falcons, they lead 6-5 at the half. You're watching Air Force Lacrosse on Falcon Vision. What a shot that is back inside Falcon Stadium. Air Force, they lead 6-5 over High Point here on Senior Day. We'll take this moment here at halftime to honor some of the seniors with the Air Force Falcons. First up, Quincy Peen, native of Ridgewood, New Jersey. Quincy will be graduating with a degree in management before serving as an acquisitions officer in the United States Space Force at Los Angeles Air Force Base in California. Quincy Peen gotten himself a goal today. Next senior, Braden Host, a native of Aurora, Colorado. Braden will be graduating with a degree in management before pursuing a career in contracting and acquisitions at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Anchorage, Alaska. Next senior for Air Force. What about that for a headshot? Number 7, Noah Schwab, a native of State College, Pennsylvania. Noah is graduating with a degree in aeronautical engineering before heading to pilot training. Gianni Orlando, native of Castle Rock, Colorado. Orlando will be graduating with a degree in management before serving as a space operations officer at Vandenberg Air Force Base. And then Chandler Devaney, a native of Middlebury, Vermont, will be graduating with a degree in business management before going on to serve in the Space Force as a space operations officer at Vandenberg Air Force Base out west. Michael Matheson from Syracuse, New York. Michael will be graduating with a degree in legal studies before serving as a cyber warfare officer down south in Biloxi, Mississippi. Matthew O'Rourke, a native of Suwanee, Georgia. He will be graduating with a degree in business management before going on to serve as a Space Force acquisitions officer in the great city of Los Angeles. Next for Air Force, Sterling Shesker, a native of Austin, Texas. Sterling will be graduating with a degree in business management before serving as an acquisitions officer at Elmendorf Air Force Base in Alaska. Ben Ward, a native of Prior Lake, Minnesota. Ben will be graduating with a degree in civil engineering before heading to pilot training. And our final, but certainly not least, senior Vince Lombardi, native of Long Island, New York. Vince will be graduating with a degree in management before heading to pilot training in Del Rio, Texas. The senior class here at the United States Air Force Academy being honored on Senior Day. Falcons, they lead 6-5. You're watching Air Force Lacrosse on Falcon Vision. Back inside Falcon Stadium, Air Force, they lead 6-5 over High Point. We will take a look at some of those first half highlights. Back and forth, first half started early. Air Force getting on the board. They jumped out to the early 1-0 lead, but then High Point, they were able to make that play a couple times there in the first half, but they were able to look long. And then some of the play from both of the goalkeepers here this afternoon has been outstanding.
Yeah, the two sophomore goalies are having a nice little goalie battle going back and forth.
Yeah, we've seen top drawer saves all over the place. We saw another one there, and then High Point, that was a nice extra pass and a beautiful finish. High Point, they jumped out to a 4-2 lead, but Air Force came storming back. Beautiful physical play there and a strong finish from the Falcons. That was Ethan Grandolfo with that goal as he took the pressure, and then Air Force getting on the board once again, giving themselves the narrow 1-goal lead. And then what about this? Boom! Laying the hammer down. Big hit. Eventually called for a penalty, but a physical game back and forth that sees Air Force leading 6-5 over High Point at the half. We'll be back for the second half on Falcon Vision. back inside Falcon Stadium. Air Force, they lead 6-5. It's been an all-around performance so far in this game, and a tremendous showing by the young goalkeeper, Jason Rose.
Yeah, Jason Rose stepped up, got his first start last week with the Falcons, and had a great game against VMI, and he's come out on that same note today.
Yeah, he
right
made
from the start.
Yeah, made some really good early saves. Great foundation for Air Force defensively.
And number 40, Parker Green for High Point, another sophomore goalie who's had some huge saves today.
Yeah, Green, as you said, sophomore from Collierville, Tennessee. High Point, no control. 6-5. Once again, the Falcon lead. You saw those highlights at halftime. It's back and forth. First half, both teams with some physical play. Both teams scoring some really good goals as well. As the Panthers, they push forward. Spinning move there, shot going over. That was Dalton Sulver, graduate student from Kingwood, Texas, whistling that one wide. He's got 18 goals this season, has Sulver. Out in front, Falcons got a piece of that one. See it out behind.
Yeah, and High Point going to that two-man game, trying to get Ashton Knowlton that look off the pick. Looks like they're going to go back to it here with the big little look, meaning a short stick and a long pull behind the cage.
Big little look, good name for a band if you're looking for one at home. Falcons push on the far side. Nice little spin there. It was one of the seniors we talked about at the half. Now it's O'Rourke. So involved in the first half for Air Force was Matthew O'Rourke, senior from Suwanee, Georgia. Air Force now in behind.
And Brandon Krause is going to invert the short stick.
Falcons in no rush. 30 seconds remain on the shot clock. Good pass. And that one, I think it whistled just wide in the end. This is Quincy Peen. Peen out in front. O'Rourke. And O'Rourke's going to find it. 7-5 now, Air Force lead.
Great shot from O'Rourke there. Catches it up top with his right, splits to his offhand, and is able to bury it on the run. Lefty shot.
Great look at it here. O'Rourke.
Looks like he even launched the goalie's water bottle out of the back of the net there.
Bonus points for that. Matthew O'Rourke. As we said, one of the seniors here on this Falcon team, playing well on senior day. Falcons going to pick that loose one up. And we're going to see quick whistle. And it'll be High Point ball once again. Physical play. Sending Henry Mudlaff to the deck. The sophomore from Chevy Chase. Mudlaff played at Furman before that program closed and made his way over to High Point. Move around the corner right in front. That's going to be a goal for the Panthers. Beautiful move. Right around the corner there, right in front. Took the shot for it when he released that one away, but a good goal there by High Point.
That's a great move. He dodged, was able to draw the slide, acted like he was going to pull it out there, and then re-dodged, got to the inside, and finished taking a big hit.
Yeah, it was Kobe Russell. He's senior from Lutherville, Maryland.
And a lot of guys paying the price today for these inside goals. You're seeing a lot of bodies fly at the end of these shots.
Yeah, very physical game. You mentioned it. Good goal, though, from Russell. High point. Not afraid to step their goalie up out of the back. This is a player whose name we called a lot in the first half, Rogers. Rogers triple teamed in the end, got it away. Shot goes in. High point, still with the ball. Air Force coming out to meet Dalton Solver. Solver still with the ball. Solver makes his way eventually in behind. Gives it off to Nolting. Nolting, a marked man in this game. Once again, good physical defense from Air Force. Nolting forced back a couple times. Nolting lost the ball.
Great over-the-head check from Quentin Carlisle there. Nolting goes to pull a stick back to make a feed, and
gotten a little bit loose there. Air Force didn't appreciate.
some pushing and shoving.
Yeah, Air Force didn't appreciate that hit on the back of Quentin Carlisle. Referee's quickly on top of it. Yeah, there was Carlisle going down under the auspices of Hunter Vines. Referee's just going through some particulars. Looks like we're going to have a man up for a minute.
Actually, both teams are going to have penalties on that one, so we're going to have some 5v5 lacrosse.
Good save again. Air Force, that one might have hit the post, actually. It'll be Air Force ball. Fans and bench getting into it once again here on Senior Day at Falcon Stadium. Matthew O'Rourke. Temperatures are starting to rise in this game. Some little chirping going on between both sets of players.
Now, if you're an offense, you like the 5v5 lacrosse because it gives you a little more open field to work with. You can really open up the offense a little more, spread the defense out, and hopefully create an open look for yourself. But both those penalties will be released now, so back to 6-on-6.
Quincy Peen for Air Force. Nice initial move, good step from Quincy Peen. Peen just looking for some help. He'll drop it back off to a teammate. Nice move there. That's Brendan Krause.
Big shot off the pipe there.
Great look at Ethan Grandolfo. All in behind. Here's Tereski. Tereski over to Ben Ward. Now Quincy Peen. Peen. Shot goes just wide. Fight for it there.
Great ground ball in traffic there from Ethan Grandolfo. He's had a few of those today.
Yeah, just ghosted right in there. Scoop that one up. Air Force in control again. Shot. Another save from High Point. Another good save from Parker Green. That's Hunter Vines. Gets it forward to Accra. Now up top with Maea. Got a couple goals so far today, does Maea. Kevin Rogers. Rogers over to Dalton Solver. Back to Rogers. Rogers again. Solver again. Solver still. Solver around the defender. Solver goes in goalwards and a great save.
Big save from Jason Rose off hip. Absolutely incredible save there.
Get a great look at it here. Solver turns the corner. As you said, what a save that is.
And High Point's able to turn Air Force over in the ride there. So they're going to get another long possession here. Starts to take a toll on the defense in the second half. Hot day like today, down on the turf, and the offense gets an extra look at it. So
Hunter Vines. Another player on this High Point squad from great state of Tennessee. Vines. Nice pass out in front. And that's going to be a beautiful goal. That goal by number 55, Braden Maea. Beautiful pass. Maea makes no mistake about the finish. Great pass from Asher Nolting, the senior from Cherry Creek High School. Good look there at the goal scorer. Now with the hat trick, Maea, just a freshman out of Windsor, Ontario. Nice little pick up there from Air Force. Pass goes into the High Point bench. Panthers will cheer that one. Got a tie game, 7 apiece. High Point, pass off to Russell. Back to Kobe Russell, senior from Lutherville, Maryland.
And High Point's not giving any easy looks to Air Force today in any of those clearing situations. We've seen a couple of times now in a row, High Point's able to turn Air Force over and create an extra look for themselves.
Jack Van Overbeek. Here he is again, the freshman out of the Twin Cities, he of St. Paul, Minnesota. Pass to Russell. Russell, the senior, turns on a dime. Back to his left-hand side. Russell, physical defense again from Air Force. They're able to pick that one up, and they're able to hit Russell hard. Russell struggling. He's still on the ground. Kobe Russell looked like he's picked up something on that hit there on that last possession.
Yeah, took a hit on the end of that one. Looks like they're going to blow the whistle here.
There is Kobe Russell, the senior from Lutherville. Was a Laker in high school at the Boys Latin School of Maryland. A good look there. There's the hit. That hit being laid on by Quentin Carlisle. Good to see Kobe Russell able to exit the field under his own power. Hope that Russell's able to rejoin this game. Falcons with the ball. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the third. Tereski gives it off. That's Kraus. Nice pass to Quincy Peen. Back to Matthew O'Rourke. Here's O'Rourke. Kraus. Krause on the left-hand side. Shot whistles wide. Still be Air Force ball. This is Aiden Tolan, freshman from Annapolis. Shot out in front. Goalkeeper did a good job to close that angle against Tereski. That's going to be Panther ball.
So they may have had a crease violation call there.
Inside of 5 now remaining in the third. Dangerous pass there, but onto it quickly was Hunter Vines. Once again, High Point looking for that long shot. This time not able to find it. But the Panthers still with the ball, and that's going to be a goal. Nice one from a tight angle. That's Asher Nolting. Really tight angle there for Nolting. He gets the goal.
A little bit of an unsettled situation there. A little confusion on the defense. Nobody steps out to him until it's too late, and he's able to get a good shot with his hands free.
Nolting, a local product from just up the road at Cherry Creek High School. Physical battle there off the face-off, and High Point is able to scoop it up and control. That was Clayton Kroll, the senior from great city of Pittsburgh there, coming in on that ground ball. Hunter Vines drops it off to Kevin Rogers. Back with Rogers. Up to the top to Vines. Rogers. Vines. Bit of a two-man game. Vines now will drive. The junior from Tennessee. Still Vines. Air Force doing a good job to send him back. Vines. Spins one way, then the other. Creates some space. Pass out in front. Extra pass. Shot. Going to whistle just wide from Kevin Rogers. Still, High Point now with Nolting. Just got that last goal, did Asher Nolting. Former Bruin at Cherry Creek High School in Greenwood Village. Dalton Solver gives it off up front. And that one's just going to be scooped toward goal, and a nice finish in the end. That is Maea again. That's his fourth.
And great ball movement there from High Point. They reverse fields a few times there with the ball, a couple skip passes, and eventually it's going to leave the guy open in the middle. Asher Nolting's able to find that guy, and High Point's able to finish it.
Maea with his fourth. You mentioned it there. Great extra pass from Nolting, and a nice finish from Maea. So he's on 4 now. Is the freshman from just north of the border. Air Force picked that one up. That was Brandon Krause. Fight for it again. Physical play from High Point. Now they're going to scoop that ball up. Referee's whistle's going to go. The Air Force ball. Falcons. 2.5 minutes remain in the third. This is Quincy Peen, senior from Ridgewood, New Jersey. Over to Aiden Tolan, just a freshman from Annapolis. Quincy Peen again. In behind. That's Chase Douglas.
Oh, and a great look from Chase Douglas there. The Falcons are unable to finish it, but great look. Was able to find the guy open on the backside of the crease.
Yeah, Chase Douglas, a junior from Arapahoe High School. The Warriors of Arapahoe, just to our north here. High Point in no rush. Ippolito, junior from Maryland. Now Colby Russell, one of the seniors on this Panther team. Russell makes his move. Around Hellman. Shot goes up and over. High point still. That's Nolting.
Looks like they're going to hold here for the last shot of the quarter.
Yeah, with that shot clock resetting. High Point in no rush. 50 seconds remain in the third. High Point, they lead 9-7 over the Falcons. Pleasure to have you along with us on this gorgeous Saturday afternoon from the Air Force Academy. As we said, no rush from Nolting.
So they're going to go back to that big little look, try to set a pick here to get a switch, but Vinny Labar is able to get underneath the pick. Falcons send a double.
Scrap for the ball. Down to 10 seconds. High Point, they're going to work a shot. Great
And
save, though, by
huge save
Rose.
from Rose there. Looks like there's going to be some flags down. I believe there was a hit on the end of that shot.
Yeah, wonderful save once again from Rose. Penalty will go against Air Force. Just struggling a little bit there is Brandon Maea. Scorer of 4 goals here. There you see the hit being applied by Vince Lombardi. Senior from Long Island, New York, Lombardi. So we see 7.8 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and they're going to lock him in, actually, for that penalty. So if High Point is to score, Air Force will still be man down. They're going to lock him in, say it was a high hit. But I expect to see High Point to hold the ball here going into the quarter, so that way they can maintain possession at the start of the fourth quarter.
And that will be that for the third. High Point, they lead 9-7 over the Air Force Academy. You're watching Air Force Lacrosse on Falcon Vision. We'll be back with the fourth. High Point Panthers, they've jumped out to a 9-7 lead over the Air Force Falcons here at Falcon Stadium. Beautiful Saturday afternoon. Roland Vargas, Caden Wilson, pleasure to have you along with us on Falcon Vision today. Start of the fourth quarter, Air Force, they've got to buckle down defensively.
Yeah, High Point's going to start out with a man up, and it's a locked-in penalty. So look for them to actually try to get a pretty quick look here in their man up and maybe able to get 2 man up opportunities out of it, depending on how this first look goes.
Yeah, great opportunity for High Point. It was a big hit that was called against the Falcons, giving High Point the advantage. They'll swing the ball around. That pass a little bit loose from the Panthers, and Air Force relieved to have that ball back.
And it looks like High Point's going to go into a 10-man right of their own. Goalie out of the cage. Looks to create a little pressure, especially with the extra man here. Well, you have a locked-in penalty. This is a big clear here if you're the Air Force Falcons.
Tommy Hellman. Hellman had that one slapped away. Looks like he's just favoring that wrist. High Point will use that as a chance to break all the way down the other end and off the post. That shot from Maia looking for his 5th. Ding! Goes right off the post right there and out. Seconds remain in the penalty. Kevin Rogers over to Stinson. There's Maia throwing that ball back. Here's Rogers. And behind. A lot of space for High Point with the advantage. Shot's going to go in, and another great save from Air Force. Good look at it here. Jason Rowe's been on it all day.
And Air Force is able to get a clean clear there and kill what was a huge penalty. Big defensive stand there from Air Force.
Yeah, huge for Air Force. As you said, when we started that fourth quarter, we were talking about High Point trying to get a quick one, then see if they could double down on that advantage. In the end, Air Force able to stay strong, keep it at just a 2-goal lead for the Panthers. Now Air Force looking to cut that deficit to just 1. Grandolfo gives it off up top. Shot goes in. And that's going to go to High Point. Good look there at head coach Bill Wilson for the Falcons. High Point now with the ball. Again, in no rush. Asher Nolting.
Yeah, they're able to get the defense hung up here, so they're going to try to flush them out. And they get the open look on the flush out.
And once again, another goal for Maia. What a player he is. The 5th for Maia. And a 3-goal lead for the Panthers. Fight for it there. You see the heat coming off the field at Falcon Stadium. It's a gorgeous spring day here in the Rocky Mountains.
And a big face-off win for the Falcons there. A much-needed possession here to give that defense a little bit of a break. They had that big defensive stand. They're able to get a short possession, but then High Point was able to get the ball right back and put some more pressure on that defense. So the Falcons need to take a nice long possession here and let their defense get a breather.
(10-7), the High Point lead. Air Force with the ball. It's Johnny Orlando. Gives it over to Tereski. Ball now up top with Chase Douglas will stay with the Falcons. And Chad Tereski, the freshman from New Hampshire.
And High Point moving back into that zone, creating a little bit of confusion for Air Force. They've been going back and forth between that zone and that man look all game long. As you can see, they're just not going to pressure behind the cage. Make Air Force have to shoot those outside shots.
Ball moving from Air Force, and lovely pass. Shot.
Outside the goal there.
That tricked me for a second from Gianni Orlando, senior from Castle Rock. Went to Valor Christian High School, the Eagles. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey. High Point. Back to Hunter Vines. Vines, junior from Elizabethton, Tennessee. High Point still. This is Dalton Sulver from Kingwood, Texas. Went to Kingwood High School, the Mustangs. Did Sulver. Sulver still. Sulver allowed to get goalwards. I think he rattled that one off the post too.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there with the two-man game for the Falcons. They're setting those picks, and looks like both guys stayed with the pick guy, and they weren't able to get a quick switch. But that gives High Point a fresh 80, and they're going to use the full thing, really try to run this clock down with the 3-goal lead.
Yeah, maybe, as you said as well, try to wear some of those legs for Air Force down. Had been a couple of tough defensive possessions for Air Force. High Point. Hunter Vines. Not rushed at all. So far this game been the Braden Maia show. Maia with 5 for the Panthers. High Point now making their move. 30 seconds remain on the shot clock. Around the corner from Vines. Vines once again, half an eye on the clock, slows it down. Still Vines. He'll give it off in behind. That's Nolting. Strong play from Nolting. Tracked down by Rogers. Here's Rogers. Air Force collapsed defensively. And another one for Maia.
That's a great finish. Catching with his back to the goal. Doesn't even look where he's going with it, just the underhand scoop.
6 now for Maia. Braden Maia, what a performance it's been by just a freshman from Windsor, Ontario.
And it looks like that time possession for High Point starting to add up, starting to take a little bit of the life out of the Air Force defense, kind of slowing them down. Hot day out today. Fourth quarter.
Face-off win for High Point. They lead now 11-7 over the hometown Falcons. Pleasure to have you along with us on Falcon Vision, wherever you're watching. High Point still with possession. This is Kevin Rogers, the graduate student from Leesburg, Virginia. Rogers will just trot to the corner. Actually, that's going to be now, gave that ball off. That is Dalton Sulver, another graduate student. He from Kingwood, Texas. Sulver. Sulver with the ball. Pass across. There is Rogers. His shot whistles wide. 7 minutes, 15 seconds remain in the fourth. High Point, they lead 11-7. Move around the corner. That's Nolting. Bit loose on that pass.
It's going to be an offsides there. He's trying to keep it over to prevent the over and back call.
Just trying to tiptoe that midfield line. In the end, wasn't able to do so. Good break for the Falcons.
Looks like they may have got him with an offsides with possession there. I believe because he was reaching over the stick. He may have got caught in his stick as he was falling over. So the Falcons will go man up here.
Good opportunity for Air Force. 7 minutes remain in the fourth. Falcons with the ball. Ben Ward gives it off. Ward gets it back. Now near side to Kraus. Kraus again. Now it's Matthew O'Rourke. O'Rourke over to Aiden Tolan. Tolan. Tereski. Tereski out in front. O'Rourke. Kraus. And shot's going to go in. That's Ben Ward.
And a big goal there from the Falcons. Huge goal. Down 4. Clock starting to run down the fourth quarter. And they're able to capitalize on the man-up opportunity. Ben Ward with a big inside finish. Now this right here is a huge face-off for both teams.
7th goal of the season for Ward, a senior from Prior Lake. Big fight for that one. Air Force going to come in. They're going to scoop it up.
Chris Bardak, the freshman, is able to come away with it, and that's a big face-off win for the Falcons.
Taken down towards 6 minutes remain. Air Force, they trail by 3. High Point lead 11-8. Falcons. That's Kraus. Kraus over to O'Rourke. Back to Kraus. Kraus now. Bit of a stick there right under the face mask. Not called. Peen. Quincy Peen. Far side. That's Kraus. Just has it stolen away. And scooping that one up is Grant Amont, the senior from Virginia. And you see there the handout just slowing things down from Asher Nolting. Nolting gives it off to Maea. Maea's got 6 goals so far in this game for High Point. Obviously no rush for High Point. They've still got 35 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Inside of 5 minutes remain. Fourth quarter. Panthers lead 11-8. Out in front. Ball whistling wide. Nolting. Dolphins collapsing on him defensively. Here's Russell. Kobe Russell. Russell gives it off.
Oh my God, great finish there.
Yeah, Jack.
A one-handed reach around.
Jack Van Overbeek, the freshman from St. Paul. Tremendous goal by Van Overbeek. That's the 12th goal of the game for High Point. Thanks, reach their lead back out to 4. Van Overbeek went to Benilde St. Margaret School as a Red Knight in high school. As we said, just a freshman, so a lot of underclassmen on this High Point roster. Big fight for it there at midfield. Falcons will control. They're got a rush now. This is Hellman. Hellman to Ben Ward. Aiden Tolan. Chase Douglas for Air Force. Douglas will give it off to Gavin Peen. Back to Douglas. Shot well wide there from Brendan Krause. Under 4 minutes remain in this game. Falcons. Pass in behind, that's Tolan. Slowed up with it was Grandolfo. Douglas. Shot goes toward net. Big scrap for the ball, big hit there, and High Point's able to scoop up that ground ball. Now 3 minutes left in this game. Excellent first half. Second half lived up to the billing as well. And referee's whistle's gonna go.
High Point's gonna take a timeout here. Draw up a play to just be able to prevent the Air Force pressure from being able to get to him. Gonna spread the ball out. Probably go into an open circle set.
Panther timeout. They lead 12-8. 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter on Falcon Vision. Falcons, they trail 12-8 against High Point here at Falcon Stadium. Roland Vargas, Caden Wolfson, pleasure to have you along with us on Falcon Vision for this one. It was a back and forth first half. And then in the second, High Point's just been able to pull away. 3 minutes remaining in the game. High Point with that timeout just to talk about things.
And immediately Air Force is going to start out empty net, double behind the cage with 2 poles. Try to create some sort of turnover here.
Hunter Vines with the ball for the Panthers. Vines going to go all the way, sees that shot. Bounce just wide though.
High Point's going to take another timeout here. Right as it looked like Air Force may have had him trapped in the corner. Smart timeout.
Yeah, second consecutive timeout, as you said, in short order for High Point. Good look there at the High Point Panthers and those glistening purple lids of theirs. High Point 12-8. They lead off the back of their fantastic freshman, number 55, Braden Maea, young man out of Windsor, Ontario. Went to St. Joseph's School before making his way down to High Point. They lead 12-8. Key for the Falcons, is it about causing that early turnover, just trying to get the ball back as quickly as they can?
Yeah, it's a little bit of desperation mode now for the Falcons. Only 2:30 left. You're down 4. You have to create something quick. They're going to open up in a similar set like they were after the last timeout. 2 pulls on the ball. High Point will probably go to an open look to really stretch the goalie as far out as they can.
So just about to get ready get back underway. 2.5 minutes remain in the fourth. High Point with the ball. Just waiting on our officials to get us back underway. And we are back. 2.5 minutes remain. High Point, great job there, splitting that one.
Big save from Jason Rose, but High Point's able to come away with the ground ball.
It was Asher Nolting even giving the look back after he split that double team. He flips it over to Hunter Vines. Air Force got to get this ball back for the Falcons.
Keep in mind that shot put a fresh 80 seconds on the shot clock, which just gives more time for High Point to really run this clock down.
Vines thought about it. Vines will just casually, nonchalantly toss that one in from the junior from Tennessee. That's 13-8 now. High Point, they lead. That should be just about that for the Panthers of High Point over Air Force as he just casually places that one in the net. Good play from Hunter Vines. (13-8). Panthers, they lead. Inside of 2 minutes remain. Falcons won't give up the fight. Panthers scoop up that one. Air Force, as you mentioned, desperate to cause any kind of turnover.
And with that face-off win there, it's really looking dim here for the Falcons. Only 1:30 left in the game, 60 seconds in the shot clock. High Point can really just run this clock all the way down.
I didn't think we were going to get to this position in the game after that back and forth first half that we had here at Falcon Stadium, but in the end, High Point just riding their young freshman, Braden Maea, with the 6 goals for him and a good defensive performance. Falcons had some good individual performances of their own. They played well here on senior day, just too much from the Panthers of High Point. They lead 13-8. Shot goes toward goal.
There.
Yeah, nice save. Sliding across, dropping to one knee and seeing that one out was Parker Green. As you mentioned as well earlier in the broadcast, sophomore goalkeepers from both teams, so a lot to build on going forward, both of these programs. And High Point bench there, you see him at the bottom of your screen. They know what time it is as Kevin Rogers has the ball. Saw that one swatted away as he went for the pass there. Quarter of a minute remaining. Falcons, they'll push forward. Shot goes whistling just wide from Ethan Grandolfo. 5 seconds remain in this game. High Point look like they're going to take it 13-8 over the Falcons of the United States Air Force Academy. And Caden, it's been a pleasure to be along with you. Just your thoughts on this game. Back and forth, as we said, in the first half, but then just too much from the Panthers in the second.
Yeah, back and forth all throughout the first half, but Panthers really were able to control the time possession in the second half. The Air Force did not get a lot of looks on the offensive side, and eventually, especially on a hot day like this, that time possession starts to add up. You start to get those open looks. The defense starts to rotate just a little bit slower, and eventually they'll start to fall.
Yeah, just really sap the legs of the Falcons. Well, they fall 13-8 to High Point. We'll be back to wrap this one up after this. Back inside Falcon Stadium, Roland Vargas, Caden Wolfson, pleasure to have you along with us as High Point. They beat Air Force 13-8 here on a gorgeous spring Saturday afternoon at the United States Air Force Academy. We'll take a look at some of the highlights from this match. It really was a back-and-forth first half.
Back and forth. Both teams came out playing very intense, very physical game right from the start.
Yeah.
But some big performances from both goalies in cage.
And Air Force did a great job to claw themselves back in that first half. They were, you could argue, the better team in the first half. You see there, fantastic goal from the Falcons. That was Ben Ward, one of the seniors being honored today here on Senior Day. Air Force with some strong takeaways as well and some great saves. What about the sophomore goalkeeper for the Falcons, Jason Rose?
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Falcons, you love having a big performance from your sophomore goalie because you got 2 more years to work with them going forward. So both goalies, sophomores, a lot of conference games coming in the future. So it should be fun watching the two of them battle back and forth.
Yeah, and you see there 3 goals from Braden Maia. He ended with 6, just too much from Maia, freshman out of Windsor, Ontario. Sets up the program fantastically well for High Point. Well, for Air Force, a week from now, they travel out. It's a must-win situation against the Spiders of Richmond. That's going to be a difficult game. But for my broadcast partner, Caden Wolfson, I'm Roland Vargas, and our entire Falcon Vision crew, Matt Ruggles, Dan Hinken, Grant Meach, Joey Partridge on replay, and our director, Brian German. It's been a pleasure to have you along with us as the Falcons, they fall 13-8 to High Point. Good day, everybody.